Hello, everybody. This is Rob Fredette with the podcast HODGEPOD. On this Memorial Day in 2024, we honor and remember those brave soldiers who paid the ultimate price. We would not have the freedoms we have if not for those who gave their lives. May they always rest in peace. Also on this Memorial Day, NBA Hall of Fame center Bill Walton passed away at the age of 71. Bill Walton played at UCLA for John Wooden, legendary coach. Walton won not one, not two, but three National College Player of the Year awards, two NCAA championships, and he was the number one overall pick of the Portland Trailblazers in 1974, eventually winning the NBA championship with the Blazers in 1977 against the Philadelphia 76ers and Dr. J. After the 77 season, Walton was plagued by injuries and would go on to play for the San Diego Clippers, who are now the LA Clippers. But in 1985 and 86, the Boston Celtics signed Walton to back up Robert Parish. This season was special for the Celtics. They went 39-1 at home, and you could just tell by watching the games that Walton enjoyed being on the Celtics, playing with the likes of Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parish, Dennis Johnson, Danny Ainge, and the whole Celtics lure. He played 80 games that season, and it was the only season in his 10-year career where he played 80 games. I remember how he was so important to the Celtics that year. The Celtics went 67-15. During the course of the 85-86 season, Walton averaged 19 minutes, 7.6 points a game, and close to 7 rebounds a game. But those minutes he played were so important in the Celtics' 67-15 record. If Bill Walton was not on that Celtics team, the C's chance for an NBA championship were greatly reduced. I have a personal story in a 10-minute window of my life with Bill Walton in December of 1985. I was working as a sportscaster on winter break from college my sophomore year for the Hall of Fame broadcaster Kurt Gowdy at WCCM Radio in Lawrence, Mass. I got an assignment to go to the Denver Nuggets game at the Old Boston Garden with the radio station so you could get a press pass, and I was really excited to go do that. I really was. So I go to the game. And then after the game, we get sound, and it was the first time I had ever been in the Celtics locker room. To say the least, I still remember like it was yesterday. Being in the Celtic locker room was intimidating and an out-of-body experience for me at that time. I stayed in my lane that night. I just hung around and just put the microphone there for the Celtics to answer questions. I didn't ask any questions, but I did see Bill Walton sitting at his locker. So I went up to his locker and I said, Bill, may I ask you a few questions? This is the first time I've ever done this here in the Celtics locker room. And he said, of course. I asked him 3 or 4 questions about the game and how the Celtics won that night. He could not have been nicer, and it was just cool. And I don't even remember what questions I asked, but I do know that he treated me so good. He could not, like I said, it was totally awesome. So every time I would see him on TV, I always thought of that night in December of 1985. So I just wanted to share that little story there. Bill Walton was a really, from what you're hearing, a real nice person with anybody he met. And my 10-minute window is pretty cool. I'll always remember that memory. And again, Bill Walton, rest in peace.